Hi, I'm Scott Pyburn,
Hey, I'm Dom DeBellis.
and this is Monkeys Drinking Beans.
Hey,
Welcome to the show, everybody.
hey, welcome.
So today we're going to talk about on-demand content and how streaming has changed how we watch our shows. Binge watching. You know, it's not like it was back in the day, Dom, where I grew up in the 70s and 80s. Okay, that's how old I am. Maybe you can't tell because I'm so good looking. But
You were
yeah,
very
I got the Bruce
glamorous.
Willis thing going on here. You can tell I'm not fooling anybody. But basically, there was like 4 channels. I grew up pre-cable. We had no cable television. We had 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 32, and we were lucky when 50 came along. And I remember rabbit ears, you know, so there was no DVR, there was no reruns. It was, and my mom's generation was, you got one shot. There was no syndication, but we at
And
least
I
had.
was, and I was the remote control.
Yes, exactly. Get off your butt and go change a channel.
That's
You know,
right.
we
Yeah.
had things called knobs, you know, which you actually had to turn.
Yeah.
A novel concept. Google it, kids. You'll be excited about it.
And buttons.
Yes. But we only had like 1 or 2 ways. You know, then we got VCR, we got, you know, Laserdisc, then we got DVDs, now we have Blu-rays. Now Blu-rays are on the way out. You know, everything's digital. Everything's going Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. And part of the reason we're talking today about this topic is because there's an interesting show, which we're going to do another show on when it gets closer, so there's more content to do it with, is Star Trek Discovery, which is going to be coming to CBS All Access. So CBS is one of the first network channels to take the dip into the Netflix pool. Netflix and Hulu and Amazon have become like Blockbuster Video. I don't know if any of you kids remember Blockbuster Video. You used to actually physically have to go to a store and rent videos. There was no on demand, oh, I can have it now. So, but CBS is like the first network. NBC, I know they stream their episodes online, but they don't have an actual streaming service where you pay a monthly fee.
Right.
Now, the big controversy, and again, we're going to cover all this in a future show, I'm just touching on it briefly, is Star Trek Discovery is only going to be available on CBS All Access. It is not going to be broadcast on CBS Channel 2 over the air. And this is a big controversy. So let's talk a little bit about that, Dom. What's your take on this?
Well, you know, I'm a Netflix subscriber, first of all disclosure.
I am too.
And for a while, I was a Hulu subscriber on the free channel, which allowed me to stream television shows that were appearing, you know, on all sorts of channels. But Hulu was providing a feed for me to be able to stream them because I didn't have a TV. I haven't had a TV for many years now. I haven't had cable TV. I haven't had a television set proper. I've just been streaming television through my Mac. Through my, you know, by virtue of my broadband internet connection.
Right.
So as long as I can remember now, it's got to be at least 15 years. That's how I watch television. That's how I consume content. That's how I watch movies.
Yeah. And I haven't had cable. We have a digital antenna, so an amplified digital antenna. I have 2 televisions, one in the main floor, one in the upstairs master bedroom. But we have digital antennas, you know, that basically get the digital signal, except 2, which is too cheap to put out a decent signal. So another reason I'm not happy about it. But I haven't subscribed to. I don't have a DVR, so if I miss my shows, oh well, you know. It is what it is.
I've always felt that cable TV is just too darn expensive for me.
Oh God, yes.
My income is just not enough.
No, it's bad enough. I pay what I pay for the internet access I have, which is ridiculous. But to pay another $100 on top of that to get 500 channels and there's nothing on, no.
Right. And I've always also felt, and I believe you'll agree with me on this, that network television programming should be free.
Yes.
I just think if you're going to hold me hostage to watch advertising, and that's how you subsidize your model anyway.
Yeah.
Then I should be able to watch, you know, I Love Lucy or whatever shows you're broadcasting on the public airwaves.
Yeah.
For free.
Well, that's the trade-off, Dom. I mean, we sit through the commercials. The advertisers pay for the programming, pay for the content. And that is the trade-off. If we're watching it for free, I mean, a perfect example, one thing that drives me insane is So now all the networks have like multiple channels now. 2, 5, 7.
Right.
5's got 5.2, 5.3.
Sure.
5's got Cozy TV. 7 has got Laugh TV.
Right.
9 has got Antenna TV, and they're all Nick at Night-ish kind of. They run old movies and reruns and whatnot. Okay, the thing that drives me crazy the most, I watch this channel called Laugh. It's 7.3, so it's an ABC affiliate, and they run nothing but comedies and comedy movies all day. But then what do they run when it goes to commercial? Help the starving puppies. There are puppies that are dying. Adopt a puppy. You have the money. You can adopt a puppy. Or feed the starving children. There are starving children on the other side of the planet. You're sitting on your fat ass eating Cheetos. You can afford 50 cents a month to save poor Ubuntu. It's and nothing against these commercials and these causes. They're great causes, but they're on the wrong networks. I'm watching a comedy, man. You're bringing me down. Really? This is my escapism. Come on.
Scott, you're a terrible human being.
I am a terrible human being.
About the starving puppies.
Yes, I am a terrible human being.
Or the children in, Ubuntu's neighborhood who are, all they want is shoes.
Yes, and I will send Ubuntu shoes, please. I will send him shoes. I seriously, maybe I'm a horrible.
And you write Scott at care of Monkeys Drinking Beans.
Yes. Send hate mail to, No, seriously, it seems
right
counterproductive. Okay,
yeah.
The advertisers. Okay, advertise this on CNN where the news is depressing enough already.
Yeah.
Okay, you're already angry and depressed. Oh, this will maybe cheer you up and maybe curb you in the right direction. It's like you're bringing me down. It's like I need to take Ritalin so I can come back up from this commercial. And then
and enjoy my comedy.
Yeah, it's basically Xanax without the Xanax. It's like, really? Okay. So
but see, here's
why am I
point.
laughing during the birdcage or crying during the birdcage?
When I saw the value proposition for Netflix, I said, sure, I will pay $8.95 to get commercial-free viewing of all of this library of content, right, on demand. I will be able to program my viewing. I will be able to shuffle my list around. I'll be able to add stuff to my list. I'll be able to delete stuff from my list.
Yeah.
I'll even be able to get recommendations based on my ratings of what I've seen and what I have not seen, right?
Right.
So Netflix offers me a jukebox service, and there's value there. There's no commercials there.
Yes.
Right?
And the same thing with
that's huge to me because I don't like wasting my time on commercials.
No.
Now, when I go to CBS, though, and you're airing a show that you produced, that you're selling advertising to support your profit model, to pay all the actors and all the production and all of that stuff, like, for example, Star Trek Discovery, which we will talk about in that episode down the road. And you gotta tune in for that because we're Star Trek fans.
Oh, you have no idea. But again, that's a squirrel moment.
Fans, I will not watch this show. I'm officially boycotting it. You heard it here first.
Man, you spoiled it. You should have saved that for the other show.
Well, I'm telling you right now, because I am steamed. This steams my clams. It really does.
Let's get back to what we're talking about though, because that's a future show.
So HBO, places like HBO and CBS All Access, who are selling their content direct to consumers on a subscription model, that's fine if that's what you want to do. YouTube Red. I want to talk a little bit about YouTube Red because they are developing ways for people to become creators.
Yes, and then we're also going to devote an entire show to that as well because that's very exciting. But CBS All Access, the thing is about CBS, they have 1 million subscribers already. Right. So I mean, and they have a great library of classic content. Personally, I mean, the only thing I currently watch on CBS is The Big Bang Theory. But they have I Love Lucy, they have Cheers, they have Taxi. I mean, they have a vintage vault, and it's all going to be available. The thing that bothers me about the CBS All Access model was, and I read an article on this online, and I don't know if this is going to be true or not because it hasn't premiered yet, but somewhere in one article I read, they said that, well, some content, even if you pay for the no commercial content, will still have commercials because it's the content that is aired. And I'm like, okay, what about the DVD cut? You know, I mean, what about the master tapes? That makes absolutely no sense. If I'm gonna pay, which I'm not, for the non-commercial, you better give me the non-commercial. Otherwise, what's the point of
Right.
me paying the extra $5?
I
I
mean,
might as
if
well
you
just
look I Love Lucy and
yeah.
you turn into All Access, right, on
Mm-hmm.
CBS All Access, don't you expect to see the remastered I Love Lucy
Well,
episodes?
and that's another show too. It's like I'm watching H&I, which is a CBS affiliate, and currently on broadcast television they have all the Star Trek. They have from classic to Enterprise. Um, but yet some of the episodes are not the remastered DVD episodes. Like you watch Next Gen and the tunics are getting pink, and I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why do you not have the remastered digital? Why are you just these are tapes, old tapes? You're gonna get the old tapes and that's it.
Right. I mean, you're CBS Studios.
Yeah, yeah.
You're the guys who own Trek.
And I think that's going to be expected that if you subscribe to CBS All Access, they better be running the digitally remastered versions of all their shows.
Right.
Otherwise, what the hell? I think that hopefully goes without saying, CBS. Um, yeah, weird.
Hmm.
But I pay for Netflix. I had Amazon Prime for a while, but I canceled it because I was ordering way too much on Amazon because the shipping is free. I actually went and got a Barnes and Noble membership card so I can actually go to a bookstore and buy real books again because I was buying so many books on Amazon. It was ridiculous. And here's the thing, Amazon had some
They
great.
still have bookstores now.
Well, Barnes and Noble is the last bastion. That and the used bookshops that I go to. I miss Borders because I like Borders better than Barnes and Noble, but they're gone now.
Yeah.
But that's a squirrel. But basically, shit, Dom, you derailed me. I had no idea where I was going.
Sorry, I brought up bookstores. We were talking about All Access. We were talking about YouTube Red, and then
Yeah.
sorry.
Basically, you know. Oh, I'm a net subscriber. I had Amazon. That's what I was talking about. Amazon.
Yes. Yeah.
They had some really great shows that they were originally producing because they're producing original shows now. Well, the one show I really got into, and God, Amazon. I'm sorry, I got to look this up.
That's okay. Yeah, what's interesting is now the Netflixes and the Amazons and the Hulus, they're getting into the production business and they're producing their own shows.
A great show. Okay, this was a great show. And maybe we'll do a show on this. I know one of our fans is a big fan of this show, and we only have 3 fans, so she knows who she is and when I'm talking about her. Good Girls Revolt. Good Girls Revolt was a great Amazon show, and it was a feminist show, but not a feminist show. It was a feminist show in the sense of it took place in 1969, and it was basically like these were the girls who were in the copy room in Newsweek, and they got no credit. They were just basically like gophers and researchers, and they're fighting back to get credit and basically get equal pay, equal rights. This is when the movement was starting back in the 60s, and it was a great show. And one season canceled by Amazon. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, you're not a network. Why are you canceling a show that there's a lot of fans of? Give it 2-3 seasons. I just don't, and that was part of the reason why I canceled Amazon, because that goes to my Riches discussion. We've talked about this show before, The Riches. Great show that was on FX a while ago. Minnie Driver and who's the British comedian? Eddie Izzard. Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard, yeah.
And
that was a terrific show.
Yeah, Grifters, great show. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Amazon at DVD it. But it only lasted 2 seasons and was killed on a cliffhanger.
And good supporting cast as well.
Great supporting cast. And for me, that was the moment where I was like, well, screw television. I'm not getting into a show unless it gets the 3rd season. Because I'm not putting my heart and soul into a show. And I thought by getting Amazon Prime that these shows were going to run for more than 1 season. And they canceled Good Girls Revolt. And I'm like, screw you, Amazon Prime. I'll go back to Netflix. I'm done. $8 less a month I have to spend,
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where CBS goes. Here's the thing. Cable is so expensive, okay? Cable television is like $100-something a month. But now you can buy Netflix for $8 or $12. You can buy Amazon for $9 or $8. when does it become cost prohibitive? When does it get back to you're paying $100 a month because you're subscribing to Netflix, Amazon, HBO Go,
Well,
FX Now, CBS All Access? It's going to become the same thing.
I don't think that the market can support that many subscriptions. Unless you have more money than brains.
Yeah.
But for the average consumer, you can maybe afford a Netflix subscription with your internet. A subscription, which your broadband connection, which is required in order for you to have that kind of content pipe. And I forecast that there's going to be a downward price pressure on broadband services in general. But then again, I'm the guy who's saying that we're going to have fiber sooner than later.
Yeah.
So, fiber services are going to drive down pricing even more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you mention that because part of it is, I think it's a lot to do with the studios. They're clamping down on their content. They're trying to control their content. CBS is taking Star Trek back. And literally, what's going to happen, and mark my words on this for those of you who are out there, as soon as CBS All Active goes live, I don't think we're going to see the affiliates like H&I running Star Trek anymore, for broadcast consumption. I could be wrong on this. They may leave it out there just to get people interested. But I have a feeling once CBS once Discovery launches, they're gonna, and they have already said you're gonna be able to watch all the Star Trek on CBS All Access.
Right.
The affiliates who are publicly broadcasting it out on the air are gonna lose that privilege. Mark my words. I hope I'm wrong.
And CBS All Access, you're saying, is going to just close the doors and say, if you want Trek, you're going to have to go through us.
I could be wrong on this, but I think that's a distinct possibility. Because, right. Obviously, the ones who are broadcasting it, you can't binge watch it. You got to watch it same bat time, same bat channel whenever they broadcast it. But I think you're going to see less and less affiliates have it. And once the contracts expire, I don't think the contracts are going to get renewed.
Yeah. And they've got it on demand, so
yeah. So why? So
right.
And again, I sincerely hope I'm wrong. But seeing what CBS has done since the digital transition from analog television to 100% digital, all the channels out there broadcast a digital signal. Okay. Now this was 2009, 2005, somewhere between 2005 and 2009. I was in college, downtown Chicago. I was going to the American Academy of Art. Interesting story. One day I'm walking down the street and I walk right by CBS Studios, Channel 2.
Yeah.
And I was living in Oak Park at the time, right off the Green Line, had my digital antenna. We'd gotten rid of cable. And I decided to walk in because I was like, you know what, I got to ask him a question because this pisses me off. I walk in and I go up to the counter and I said, look, I don't know if you guys can answer this because, your reception, but your reception sucks. Meaning the digital reception that they're broadcasting out there. And I basically said, what's the deal? Because I have a digital antenna and I live in Oak Park. It's not like I live in DeKalb, okay? I live in Oak Park. I've got the east-facing view. Digital antennas in the window should be getting direct beam right to my TV, and I cannot get your channel on my television. And they said, we've had a lot of people come in. I actually can't answer that question for you. And he said, and don't take this the wrong way, but we really don't care about you. And he didn't say it exactly like that. I think he said it a little bit more politely.
Don't take this the wrong way.
And so the guy wouldn't lose his own job. But he basically told me that CBS doesn't care about the FCC's regulations and broadcasting a digital signal. They're not going to put money in the wattage to pump it out there because we get our following from our cable subscribers. That's where our ratings and our numbers come from. And basically, you're off the grid, essentially. So you don't count. So we're not a Nielsen family. What can I, and look that up. Google that, kids, if you don't know what Nielsen family is. So that was basically the answer. And eventually, over the years, they've increased their signal a little bit. But I still don't get a decent signal from Channel 2, from a digital antenna. So what are you going to do?
Right. Wow. We don't care about you.
No, no.
Let me soften the blow, though.
Yeah. And it's funny because in a sense, like, I get that feeling again, since they're only going to put Star Trek Discovery on their all access streaming brand. It's kind of another way that CBS is saying, go pound sand.
Yeah, we don't love you, fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to talk about how this is going to influence piracy.
Yes, we got about 10 minutes left, Dom. So let's
okay.
Let's talk about piracy.
Wait, the time got away from me.
No, it is, but I'm keeping track of it, and we're a 30-minute show because otherwise our viewers are like, oh, these guys are rambling. Let's go.
Yes. Piracy is a very real thing, and I just want to address how clamping down on content, how marketing content directly to consumers this way, creating libraries of content that consumers access on demand. How is this going to affect? Is this going to increase piracy? Do you think?
Well, I don't know.
Or a decline in piracy?
I don't. And this is an interesting thing, and this is also on our docket for a future show. We're gonna have a piracy show at some point where we talk about this in more detail when we have more time. But I don't know what the actual statistics are. But I would guess that the statistics. I mean, piracy is still out there.
And it's hard to put statistics on an illegal activity.
Yeah, exactly. It's still out there. It's still prevalent. But I think with the advent of streaming services, here's the thing. I don't have to own a library anymore. I have DVDs and I have Blu-rays, but I actually don't need them anymore. And I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start selling them at a flea market. The ones that I know will always be around that I don't have to watch. Yeah, there's going to be certain DVDs. I got certain movies that are out of print, never going to go to DVD, never going to stream. I've got a video called Pinocchio in Space, a cartoon from way back in the day. I got it on DVD. It's never going to be on Blu-ray. It's never going to be streaming. It's a rare video. I've got some rare videos like that, and those will always stay in my collection. But do I need the entire series of Next Generation on DVD? No. Do I need this series MASH? My wife won't let me get rid of it because she's a MASH fanatic. But I don't need it. Because it will always be online somewhere. So with that being said, and movies are coming quicker and quicker to Netflix.
I have noticed.
They're fast tracking. So even movies like
Rogue One just hit Netflix.
Yeah, Rogue One just hit Netflix. Exactly. And granted, the movie's now over a year old, but still, you don't have to wait that long.
No.
For it to be streaming. Wonder Woman, who knows? We'll probably have Wonder Woman, on. I know it'll be out on video before Christmas. It might be. More than likely, by my birthday in February, it'll be streaming. Here's the thing: I'm more than willing to pay for content. I still go to the theaters and see movies. I don't wait, and I'm not going to download a shitty cam copy. I'm just not, And by the time the pirates get the good copies online, it's going to be on DVD or it's going to be streaming. So I'm not going to go that route. It just makes no sense.
You're saying that the free market has actually solved the piracy problem.
I think the studios, by coming up with the streaming services, by things going to streaming, and they're going to streaming faster, the pirate problem, I think eventually, it will never go away 100%, but I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue because people are going to be willing to pay the $9 a month for Netflix or the $8 a month or whatever it costs for Amazon because they know they're going to get that content eventually.
Right. Okay.
And now, here's the other thing. And again, this is based on contract, which I don't know. It's like previews in a movie theater. If Netflix was smart, they would announce what movies they're getting. They would do like a coming attraction saying Wonder Woman's coming in August. And let people know. Put a trailer out. Because there's these sites that list all the movies that are coming as of September 5th to Netflix. Why doesn't Netflix put a trailer together and say, this is what's coming soon? And they put that on YouTube where everybody can see it to get more subscribers.
Build the buzz. Yeah. Exactly.
And I want to royalty Netflix if you're watching this video and you steal that idea.
There you go. Yeah.
or just sponsor us. That's all I ask,
There you go. Now you're thinking.
Hey,
No, because, and I want to hear from our fans because if you disagree with any of this stuff, I mean, I want to know what you're thinking out there because if you think, hey, Dom and Scott, I like your show, but you're kind of full of it right here. We don't agree with this at all. I want to know, because
Yeah.
maybe we are wrong. Maybe we're completely off base.
Absolutely, and I'm not inviting the trolls to tea or coffee. Let me be specific about that. Be kind, and you know, I mean, we can have a polite conversation. If you think we're wrong, or if you've got statistics or facts that we're unaware of, and you can prove it and say, well, you're full of beans on this, Scott, and this is why. Please fill out the comments, join it in the conversation, be part of it. You know, because otherwise we're just two monkeys sitting around drinking beans and not doing much else.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, so, this is your show. So.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to the wrap up. Is there anything else that you want to cover before we say adios?
Well, do you want to kind of tell them what we're going to be doing for the next show?
Yes. Okay. So this is kind of the first part of kind of a 3-part series. Okay. Our next show coming next week. I Want a New Drug. It's our addiction to media, our addiction to binge watching, our addiction to the iPhone, our addiction to the iPads, and we're going to talk about how binging has become comfort food, and how it's also become socially acceptable. Like if you're standing in line in Starbucks and you see a whole bunch of people, they're all on their phones. So you don't want to miss that one, folks.
Yeah.
And with that, I will toast to you in my Star Wars mug. Mr. DeBellis?
And we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.